Why I always ride with full motorcycle gear? Actually, I have three very good reasons, and in this video I'm gonna tell you what they are. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back, guys. The number one reason is because it is comfortable. I don't know who told you or why you have this opinion that the motorcycle riding gear is supposed to be uncomfortable and it will be much better to ride on your jeans or some other pants or whatever you have at the moment. In my opinion, if you have the right model, it is nothing else than comfortable. Absolutely comfortable. That's why it's so important when you're choosing your gear to make it wisely. Go into the shop, check a few models, few different brands, stay long enough in the shop with the gear that you plan to buy, just to make sure that it is comfortable. Otherwise, you will finish riding without it, as many people do. With the gear that I have at the moment, I can ride all day long, 10, 12, 14, 15 hours, whatever it takes, and I don't have any problems with that. I don't feel uncomfortable and I feel protected all the time. So I don't know really why people don't ride with gear. For me, this is number one priority. 30 years ago, when I went into the army, on the first day they gave me very hard army boots. They were so stiff that I thought that they're gonna break my feet. I never ever thought that these boots, once they get bent or braked, they will be so comfortable. And a few months after that, I felt them like a sneakers, honestly. And these were the most comfortable shoes that I ever had. More or less, it is the same with your riding gear. Once you have it, the right model for you, exactly for your size. For example, my pants now are size XL, but my jacket is triple XL, because otherwise they're not gonna match my body. Also, my pants are extra large, otherwise they will be too short for my size. A triple XL jacket will give me the chance to have something underneath, some mid-layers or some kind of sweatshirt in the cold days. And I have this flexibility, so I can easily go stretch my hands or stand on the pegs or whatever I like, because I have the necessary comfort with this jacket. As I said, I can spend all day long like this, and I've done it many times without even worry about the riding gear, because it is there to help me, not to think about it. Usually when I meet my friends in the town, they always ask me, are you okay with this? Always full gear. Are you not uncomfortable? And all of these jackets and pants and boots. And I said, man, I'm perfectly fine. For example, sometimes we sit in my friends and the mechanic plumber's garage to eat, and I stay with the jacket because I am comfortable, especially now when the temperatures are not very high. Yes, in the summer I will remove my jacket, but most of the gear I don't mind at all, and I stay full gear even when I have a lunch, because it is comfortable. Once again, it is very important to have the right model for you. It is more or less the same with my riding boots. I use them all the time because they are exactly like my army boots. Once you bend them, they are fantastic. Also, I adjusted my gear shift and brake pedal levers to the specific points where it's comfortable and easy for me to press them with the boots. If I switch now to, let's say, normal sneakers or some kind of other shoes, the gear shifter will be too high and I need to lift my leg every time when you need to change the gears. That's why I prefer to ride like this, because it is just easy for me. You can see that I'm riding very slowly right now, and the reason of that is the wet and cold asphalt. If you haven't watched the video that I uploaded a few weeks ago, go and find it. It will give you some important moments that you have to know about the cold and wet asphalt. Anyway, now the second reason that I ride always with full gear is because of my personal safety. It will protect me in any situation, even in a heavy accident. Many of you don't trust it too much, and they believe that if you have an accident, nothing can save you. And I'll agree, in specific situations the gear cannot help much, but in most of the situations, I'll say 90% of the situations, the gear will help you very well. The example that I can give you right now is from my accident that is happening in Turkey around 5 years ago already. I had an accident on the highway with about 90 kilometers per hour. A car hit me from the side. I flew into the air, went over the bonnet of the car, smashed the front window over the car, went back to the ground, and the result was nothing, not even the bruises on my body. And I was with a normal riding gear that has this integrated protectors. In some situations where you have a really straight impact, the gear won't help much, but without gear will be even worse. I believe that the gear might help you in many, as I said, more than 90% of the situations, especially if you slide on the road. If you have not so serious accident, let's say you miss a corner and you slide on the road. If you're with your jeans, or even worse, summer with shorts, man, you will leave a lot of skin on the asphalt. With your riding gear, you'll be well protected. I'm riding motorcycles since I was 14 years old, more than 35 years ago. Of course, at the beginning, I haven't got any gear, anything at all. I was riding with t-shirts, without helmet, without anything, on flip-flops. How I survived, I don't know. I was just a lucky guy. But anyway, now I never ride without it. It has happened maybe 5 times in the last 15 years in very specific situations. For example, let's say I finished the riding day, went into the hotel, removed all of my clothes, and suddenly I realized that I need to go back to the town, which is very close, 2-3 kilometers, to take something. And maybe in a few situations like that, I allowed myself to go without any riding gear. It's not right, because this is how shit happens, but I confess I did it a few times, but just a few times from so many hours that I spent on the motorcycle. And the third reason why I always ride with full gear is because it protects me in any weather. And many may say, yeah, Pavlin, but what about when it's too hot? When it's too hot, the gear protects you more than your t-shirt. If you don't understand this, it's again a simple physics. If you ride only on t-shirts, you will dehydrate yourself much faster than with the gear. In a very hot days, you have to even zip all the vents and everything to protect your body from the heat. It protects me also in the cold days. In the cold days, it is much better to ride with a proper gear that will protect you, instead of any kind of jackets that you can improvise, or any kind of pants. The riding gear is made exactly for this purpose, to protect you from any weather conditions. The same if you need to ride in the rain. If you have a proper gear, it will protect you. Of course, the best option will be if you can afford to have a Gore-Tex suit, what I have right now. This model is from 2 Gore-Tex layers, and it protects very well in the rain. Of course, nothing lasts forever, but it will hold perfectly 4 to 5 hours heavy rain. After that, of course, a little drops from the neck, from here, between the pants and the jacket, and of course you will finish completely wet, but it will protect you very well for many hours. And because this jacket is very well ventilated, in the case temperatures rise again, I can easily open these zips here and I will feel comfortable again. The same with the pants. These things are basically impossible if you have a normal clothes. When it starts rains, you have to find a solution. You have to stop or think about some other things. With this gear, or with a proper riding gear, no problems at all. Also, in the rainy and muddy days like this, your normal clothes will be so dirty after just a few minutes. Have a look now. Just a few minutes, my pants and my boots are already muddy. If these are your normal shoes, or let's say white sneakers, oh man, this will be a disaster. With my boots, I can easily spray them with a jet water and they will be clean again. The same applies to the pants, to the jacket. Easy to clean it after that, easy. Another good reason is also because the riding gear usually have some kind of reflective parts here and there. They are easy visible from a distance. Of course, the best will be if you choose some white colors, but the white colors are very difficult to clean, and I had a few white jackets during my riding days, and I don't think that I will have them again. Yeah, they look good until they are fresh and new, but after just a few rides, man, it became disaster and you cannot clean them anymore. The temperature difference maybe is noticeable, but I cannot really say that it's so much noticeable that I will prefer to have white. When it's hot no matter what you wear. The helmet I always prefer to be white, not because of the temperature differences or stuff like that. It's mostly because of visibility. The helmet is the higher point that I have on the motorcycle, and if someone cannot see my jacket, he will probably see my helmet. That's why I prefer to have white helmet. Or maybe another color, something like electric green or electric orange, something like that, but I just don't like these colors. They're just too, I don't know, I don't like these colors. I prefer to have it in white. White is more or less universal and suits to any other colors. And another one, bonus reason that I did not promise, is because now at the moment I have a YouTube channel and many people watching my stories or my videos and stuff like that, and I have to give a good example how you're supposed to ride a motorcycle. So I cannot really afford to ride without any gear, because I don't know who follows me and who will get this idea as a clear truth. That's why it's important for me to ride in full gear, because of the reasons that I already told you. But this number 4 is also something that need to be considered. If you give example, if people follows you, make sure that you do everything correctly. I agree that this applies also for the riding style, that many will say that I'm wrong now overtaking people like this, but man, I'm not a saint. I just try to be as better as possible. These are my reasons. I would like to hear about yours in the comments below. Please let me know why you ride with or without riding gear and what your reasons are. I hope that this video will help to at least one person. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.